Right. Hey, everybody. Shane here, daily-astrocat.com. Your place for astrology, right? All sorts of astrology. Got it here, right? Now, we have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun, but I also want to let you know that I'm very serious about this. So today is Wednesday. It's the 21st of May. Getting towards that weekend, right? We can feel that 3-day weekend starting to close in. We can start to feel some of the energy changing too, right? There's some definite energy in the air. Now, we did enter Gemini yesterday. It takes it a while for these things to start kicking in, right? It probably felt, Monday going into it probably felt pretty non-standard is a good way to put it. However, there should be some interesting ways of recovering, interesting ways of presenting and doing things and finding solutions to different challenges that happen to arise. Now, that's not to say that that's your job to find challenges to everything that's bothering the world. However, look, the moon is in Pisces all day long, and it's going to stay there. It's a very gentle sextile today, and it's going to be settle us spiritually in a way, right? Wherever we've been at odds with ourselves or with our environment or anything like that, we're going to start to settle into what it is that's going to be making us stronger. We have to accept the grace and bounty that's been provided to us, right? There are blessings. Count them. We owe it to ourselves to begin exploring ways in which to expand our minds so as to receive what's been shown by recent events, right? Those signals that we're getting, things that are happening around us, solar flares. You may see an aurora or something like that coming up very soon. Things like that. Those small, they can be considered miracles, just like the occurrence of numbers, right? The repetition of numbers, the angel numbers, as some people like to call them. We do owe it to ourselves to begin exploring them and to really just start paying attention to where serendipity is taking us, where we are going, and how we're going to be doing with regards to this, because we're going to need it. Gemini happens to be a very, very active sign. It's got a lot of energy to it, a very nervous energy. The Mercury-ruled signs tend to have that nervous energy to it, right? Oh, yeah, Mercury is just wired. Whether it's Virgo or whether it's Gemini, both mutable signs too, right? Just wired. It's ready for anything, ready to change on can just change things up quickly. Not that Virgo's going to appreciate that much. However, Virgo can be very, very adaptive, and it can adapt very quickly. Whereas Gemini can just scatter, right? It can adapt quickly because it can just go in all sorts of different directions. We have the sun, Saturn starting to move into Aries, and this is going to settle these things, right? Because that's a sextile position with the planets in Gemini. That's a very helpful position, and it's a very creative position with it being in the very first sign of the zodiac, right? That action sign, that sign of a rebirth, of not Scorpio kind of rebirth, but the natural rebirth, the evolution of ideas, that pioneering spirit going first, doing it with discipline, which Mars is exalted in Capricorn, and the ruler of Capricorn, bingo, Saturn. So we got some things to think about there. Ground yourself today. Find a powerfully grounded soul and allow yourself to be touched. Today's keyword is grounding, and the color is sunlight dancing on the waters. Now, Gemini season is just beginning, all right? So all the irons you may have instinctively thrown into the fire, they're starting to glow white hot. So whatever it is you're working on, it's starting to pick up some speed, right? It's starting to show some fruit, starting to show some signs of life, so to speak, all right? Imagination has taken us to a place that was not attainable by our actions alone. You have to have the imagination. This opens up multiple paths for us, and each path has numerous branches. Driving all of this is Venus trine Mars. It's Venus is where we have been. Mars is what we have yet to discover. That's where Mars is at right now, where we have yet to discover, beyond where it was at in Leo, getting ready to enter Virgo even. Do you remember the last eclipse? Yep, we told you about the path of it, right? The eclipse was in Aries, even though the nodes were in Pisces and Virgo. The next eclipse we got coming up is in Virgo. So we have a lot to think about, a lot to do, a lot to prepare for. And that path is going to be revealed today. All right, so let's think about that. Now, there's some wonderful opportunities that are planned for, and we need to work smarter so that we can maximize those, okay? I just want to make sure, some people call them life hacks. I think of them as life upgrades, right? It's not so much a hack. If you upgrade something, you're not hacking into it. You're actually getting used to what you've upgraded to, right? It's not necessarily a hack. You're hacking something to... we're parsing here. It could be just upgrades. I like that. Use some of the time saved that you've done on recent upgrades to advance your art. That's what we got, right? Now, later on tonight, we got that moon sextile Uranus. So that's going to favor some movement of some sort, some surprising movement. What it's going to be, don't know, but... That's more of a material kind of surprise. So just keep that in mind. And our event for today is in 1602. Martha's Vineyard was first sighted by Bartholomew Gosnold. I dislike those things because that's a European guy discovering it, quote unquote, discovering, air quotes. Pop, 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 pop. There were already people there, right? Yeah, there were already indigenous folks there. And in 1821, John F. Loden, he's a Dutch sugar and indigo manufacturer. Whose Delft blue pottery collection was left to the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam. Okay, so here's this guy that had a whole bunch of Delftware, right? Left it to the museum in Amsterdam. He was born in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. So that's pretty cool. He died in 1895. His birthday was on this day in 1821. So he's a sugar guy, and he manufactured indigo, which is probably where they got that blue dye from, right? Makes sense. Explains why he has a lot of it. I'm going to go with that. I didn't even look it up, but that's one of Carrie's factoids, and that's what I'm going with. So once again, our keyword is grounding, and the color is sunlight dancing on the water. So appropriate with the moon in Pisces, right? So that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate and love each and every single one of you. Today is a 5. Happy astro-catting.